Okay guys, I made a promise. I'm going to keep my promise. If you are watching the video, you are doing your part to try and get some lessons in. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to try to keep this to 10 minutes or less. Today's lesson, Unit 10, Lesson 1, Nutrition in Humans. Okay, let's first take a look at what's in this lesson. First, we see some vocab. Oh, if it's in pink, I'm going to read it to you. And if it's in yellow, it's the answer to one of your questions. Now, at the end, I'm going to go over this information for you for your questions. So you don't have to worry about memorizing it right now. Just know that you're going to see it again. What is cellulose? A complex carb that humans cannot digest, and it's another word for fiber. So what you need to remember about cellulose, another word for fiber. Mineral, inorganic nutrients, and vitamins are organic nutrients. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're going to learn about the nutrients that we need for life, and there's 6 of them. This should be highlighted in a different color because you have to pick out 3 of these 6. So when I come to that question and I show you this, just remember you can pick carbs, fats, proteins, minerals, vitamins, or water for any of the 6 nutrients of life. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at carbs. Carbohydrates come in 2 forms, simple and complex. Simple carbs are composed of 1 or 2 simple molecules, and they are fruits, honey, syrups, jellies, and sugars. And I took that question off so you don't even have to worry about it. Complex carbs contain 3 or more molecules, glucose, fruit, and sucrose, and those are starchy foods. So your potatoes, your vegetables or grains that are starchy, those are going to be your complex carbs. Many starchy foods contain cellulose. Cellulose is another name for fiber. We learned that up above. Now this is important. Cellulose comes from plants, and humans cannot digest cellulose. I'll show you that again in the question thing. Now let's take a look at fats. Fats are also called lipids. We're going to look at that again. When you eat fat, your digestive system breaks it down to fatty acids and glycerol. The fatty acids are used to make the lipid layer in cell membranes. What are fatty acids used for? What creates the lipid layer in cell membranes? Fatty acids. Okay, some fats that are good for us to have in our diet include meats, nuts, and dairy products. Now let's take a look at proteins. No, wait, I think I had to have something underlined there, and it may not be underlined, but carbs, oh yeah, wait, maybe that's because it's up here in carbs. I'm sorry, something should be underlined that's not. Our bodies need a layer of fat. Well, anyway, up here, when it asks, oh, here it is. What provides energy to the cells? What provides energies to the cells? Carbohydrates do. So you have it right there, provides energy to the cells. I'm sorry, I was thinking of a question I missed. Okay, proteins form enzymes. From enzymes to hormones and muscles to many cell structures, proteins are such an important nutrient for our body. Proteins are broken down into amino acids during digestion. The body mostly uses amino acids for its work in cells. The cells use the amino acids to make up the different proteins and hormones of the body function. So you know how they talk about hormones going wacky when you're a teenager? Well, that all ties into your proteins and your nutrients for life. So maybe because you have different needs as you're an adult, your nutrients have to affect your body in a different way, changes your proteins, changes your hormones. Anyway, just something to think about. So this is interesting. Our body needs 20 different amino acids. 12 of them we can make ourselves in our body, but 8 of them have to come from outside sources, which for us is food. So what are the outside sources where we get the other 8? Meats, beans, whole grains, eggs, and dairy. Those could all help us make those other 8. Now let's take a look at minerals and vitamins. Here's the only part that we need to look at when it comes time for the test. Fats, carbs, and proteins can be building blocks of the body. The vitamins and the minerals are the tools that put those building blocks together. So what are the tools? Vitamins and minerals. So here's some minerals: calcium, iron, potassium, iodine, sodium, copper. Copper is in beans. And here are some vitamins. Broccoli has vitamin A, shrimp vitamin D, tomatoes vitamin K. Some water-soluble vitamins include some meats, some grains, some folic acid, Speaking of water, water is the most important nutrient that you can have. If you don't have water, you will die within 3 days. So water, all those other nutrients, you could survive longer, but without the water, you would die. Now let's take a look at the questions you would have had to answer if you did your packet or if you did this on your own. These are the questions you guys would have had to answer. But you are in luck. If you will do me a favor, write down on a piece of paper, numbers, Unit 10, Lesson 1. Write down Unit 10, Lesson 1, and let me show you your questions. They're all multiple choice, and I even told you that I would help you with them. So while you are writing down 1 through 10, I am going to get ready to help you with your questions. Okay, here we go. Time to write your answers down. I can help. Number 1, what is cellulose? As we looked earlier, we saw that cellulose was another word for fiber. So you can see that's A right up here. A, another word for fiber. Let's look at number 2, a mineral. What is a mineral? Well, right down here it says an inorganic nutrient. So look at A, B, and C, and which one says inorganic nutrient? That's going to be number 2. Okay, moving on. Let's take a look at question number 3. Pick 2 of the 6 essential nutrients. Remember I told you we were going to come back and do this? So you have to put down 2 letters. A letter that says carbs, fat, protein, mineral, vitamin, and water. 2 of those. So look for those over here in your list and write down 2. Moving on. There goes the bird. Here comes the next question. Oh, 2 questions, 4 and 5. What are the 2 types of carbs? See if you can make a guess, but you don't have to answer it yet. And 5, to provide energies to the cell is the function of what? And here's our cheat sheet. 2 kinds of carbs. Carbs come in 2 forms. What are they? And then down here, what provides energy to the cell? The simple sugars, and the simple sugars come from carbohydrates. So that one could be a little trickier, but we see right here providing energy to the cells, and we're working on the carbohydrate section. So that means we can move on. A complex carb from a plant that humans cannot digest is another word, and another word for fiber is what? What is it? Look, it's like we have little dinky bits of yellow here. Okay, moving on. Uh-oh, there's an answer, but we don't see a question. Number 7, pick 2. Which of these are functions of fats? So what does the fat do? Well, right here in green, we see the fatty acids used to make lipid layers, and then produce certain hormones. Yep, that's right here. It's not in yellow, but you can see it right down here. Produce certain hormones. So you could pick that one. So anyway, let's look at number 8. The 3 sources of fats in the human diet are, let's look right here. 1, 2, 3, right here in green. There's all 3 of them. So look up here. Look at your letters. Write down the letters that have meat, nuts, and dairy. Okay, moving on. Number 9. We've got answers. Which of the following are sources of protein in the human diet? Look right here. Select 3 of them. You can pick meat, beans, whole grains, eggs, and dairy products. Pick 3. Find me 3 of them for your answers. And we will get ready to move on. Number 10. You guys are almost done, and we're at 8 minutes. In fats, carbs, and protein, if fats, carbs, and proteins are the building blocks of the body, then which 2 things, we looked at all the pictures of them, did we say were like the tools? Did we say it was the cellulose, the vitamins, the minerals, or the vitamins and minerals together? And number 11, I called it number 10, but it's number 11 hint. So I should fix that. Now you found a teacher error. Anyway, this is really your number 11 hint. What is the one nutrient you can't live with? Okay, hope you enjoyed it.